Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. Today we'll be making this Easter egg tower made entirely of white chocolate. I have my white chocolate buttons by Nestle. I recommend compound chocolate for this. Just means that you don't have to temper it. You can just zap it in the microwave like I did for 2 30-second bursts and then give it a stir. Divide it into different containers depending on how many colors you would like to create. I've chosen egg yellow, turquoise, and electric purple. Add in oil and then your gel food color. The oil just stops it from seizing. I also added oil into the white chocolate as well, just so that it had a bit more fluidity and it would travel around the case a bit easier. You could use a brush or the back of a teaspoon to help place some of that chocolate all over the molds. In 3 different colors, and then when you're ready, pour your white chocolate into one of the cases. I like to do 2 to 2.5 tablespoons worth of white chocolate. I'll close the case up and then I'll start to rotate it and let that chocolate spread all over the case. You can give it a good tap on the counter just to make sure that it's spread on the inside. You won't really be able to see how well it's spreading, so tapping just really ensures that it's got into all the places it needs to get to. I ended up creating about 12 eggs, I believe, and I had 1 left over. So you can just repeat this as many times as you need. Pop the molds into your freezer for a good 20 minutes, and then you can very easily just pop them out. I like to stick my nail in between that kind of lifted section. That just helps you to really undo the mold. And then gently wriggle out your chocolate egg. You can pop these back into the fridge in the meantime while you prepare your working station. Here is my turntable with a 10-inch cake board, and I'm sticking my chocolates to the cake board with more melted white chocolate. Start with 6 as your base, so 5 around and then 1 in the middle. And then what you can do is place the next row on top. So just kind of testing where it is that you want your egg to sit. Notice where it's going to be touching the other eggs, and that's where you want to apply the white chocolate. Because they've come out of the fridge, the second you place them together, that white chocolate is going to solidify in seconds. So you don't have to hold it there for too long or be afraid that if you let it go it's going to fall off. The second you put it on there, it will dry. Again, take note of the contact points, apply chocolate in those areas and stick your egg on top. You could leave it as it is, or you could take a brush and go over the chocolates in areas with edible luster dust. In terms of which luster dust to use, I find that the Rolcom brand is pretty good. Usually they're 100% edible, and their Super Gold is a very pretty one. If you can find edible gold glitter, you could double up with this as well, just to give it a little extra pizzazz. And yeah, I probably wouldn't go much further than that. It's a lot of detail on there already. So you can fill in the spaces in between now with some wafer paper flowers. I said wafer paper, but I meant rice paper. This is rice paper that I've dunked into some water, left it there for a good 10 to 15 seconds. Then I pick it up and I hold it in my hand until it goes soft. This will take about another 15 to 20 seconds. It'll become soft enough that you can crinkle it without cracking it. And what I'm doing is I'm bunching it up in one hand. So I've taken the round circle and I'm just pushing it, folding it and pushing it into my hand as I scrunch it all up. Pop it onto some baking paper to make sure that you can then easily lift it off once it's dried. Make as many as you need, and then dry them off in the oven at 100 degrees Celsius. So basically just drying it out rather than cooking it for a good 20 minutes. As you can see here, I'm pulling and bunching. And then once you pop it onto the baking paper, you can continue to play with the shape of it. Undo little pleats here, give it a pinch here or there, make it tighter if you like. And then in terms of colouring, I've decided to go in with some airbrush colour. I like to use the Iwata Ninja airbrush with the AmeriColor brand of airbrush colors. You don't actually have to use an airbrush. If you want to color the rice paper, you can drop a few drops of gel food color into the water before you pop in the rice paper. The rice paper will then absorb the colored water and you'll end up with colored flowers instead. Pop it onto a tray and dry off in the oven for 20 minutes at 100 degrees Celsius. Stick it to your little chocolate egg tower with some more melted white chocolate. If your tower was in the fridge, these will dry up in seconds. So I highly recommend refrigerating your tower, that way it just makes it much faster applying the flowers. And that's it. That is how you create a fun and easy Easter egg tower decorated with rice paper flowers. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and give it a go. If you do, hashtag Rosie's Dessert Spots, I can check it out. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe for more and we'll catch you in the next one.